Olive oil derives from the pressed fruit of the olive tree, scientifically named Olea europaea. There are three primary forms of olive oil: virgin, ordinary, and pomace. The type most often consumed, which we will be discussing in this video, is extra virgin olive oil. The name implies the purest product, which today is defined in legal and scientific terms. Extra virgin oils must have less than 0.8 acidity, and producers must use specific production practices. There are at least 700 different varieties of olive, and each yields oils with different chemical and taste qualities. Positive taste qualities for extra virgin olive oil are bitter, fruity, and peppery. The olive tree, Olea europaea, is native to the Mediterranean basin, where it is widely found. For many Mediterranean countries, olive oil has been culturally, economically, ecologically, and nutritionally important for centuries. Hieroglyphics show that Egyptian pharaohs offered olive oil to the sun god. Olympian athletes were rubbed with olive oil from an Arabala's face before competing. Tourists to the Acropolis still visit the olive tree that the goddess Athena is said to have offered to the city of Athens. Traditionally, producers pressed olives with an enormous granite wheel. Nowadays, most producers use a machine that employs a continuous system of pressing, which grinds up the olives and separates the oil at the end of the cycle. Spain, Italy, and Greece lead in global olive oil production. What many people don't realize is that olive oil is also produced here in the US, in California, whose production began in the 1980s. In the United States, olive oil has been popularized in the context of the Mediterranean diet, whose health benefits are due, in part, to high olive oil consumption. Olive oil has been shown to prevent numerous degenerative diseases, including cardiovascular disease, atherosclerosis, stroke, and cancer. This is due to its antioxidants' protective capacity against oxidative damage to DNA and lipids, such as cell membranes. One of the chemical compounds in olive oil, oleocanthal, shares the same pathway as ibuprofen. Consequently, consuming olive oil could prevent the need for anti-inflammatory pills. Oleocanthal has been found to prevent dementia as well. Olive oil has demonstrated cardioprotective effects. Consumption can lower blood pressure, boost metabolism, and help prevent multiple forms of cancer, including breast and colon cancers. These effects are largely due to the high monosaturated fatty acid content in olive oil. Monosaturated fatty acids have a double bond in their carbon chains, which makes them fluid. This fluidity has great potential to protect against the look of aging. When cells use unsaturated fatty acids in their lipid bilayers instead of rigid, single-bonded saturated fatty acids, their cell membranes become much more elastic and flexible. As a result, wrinkles are less likely to form. Monosaturated fatty acids also aid in lowering LDL cholesterol, the bad kind, and elevating HDL cholesterol, the good kind. Now that you know how good olive oil is for your health, you're probably wondering where it can be found around campus. Luckily, olive oil can be found almost anywhere food is served at Emory.
Just simply add olive oil to whatever you're eating. It doesn't make unhealthy foods healthier. It's only going to have the health benefits if you're replacing that with the saturated fats, which are going to, increase your risk factors. So if you're cooking at home and typically you're using butter, say for example to scramble an egg, and you usually use a couple of teaspoons of butter, you can do 1 teaspoon of butter and a teaspoon of olive oil. Now you just cut saturated fat into 50%. Or you can take it out entirely and just use the olive oil. And then now you just have a negligible amount of saturated fat that's in the olives. So that's one way, is with replacement. Just also keep in mind too to use moderation, because it is still a fat even though it's a healthy unsaturated fat, which means it carries twice the calories per gram as a protein or a carbohydrate. So 1 teaspoon of olive oil is still going to carry about 45 to 50 calories. So again, it's healthy, but in moderation.